What is up, guys, gals, and non binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It's Saturday Night Live time. Hope you're all doing well and wonderful on this Saturday night. I will be saying hello to everybody in the live stream, but while you're at it, please don't forget to boop the like button, smash it, smack it, tap it, twist it, pull it, bop it, whatever you like to do with your like button in the comfort of your own home is your own business. I hopefully will see the likes appear or dislikes, whatever you like. Be a hater. It's cool. It's fine. I can take it. Either way, welcome to the live stream. If you are new, welcome to the channel. If you are coming back to see me, welcome back. It's Saturday. Time for a live. Let me go over my tools and then I will say hello to everyone. I am using my usuals here. This is my Satura pen from Diamond Pen Pal, this big chonker. In my single placer here, I am using Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. You can find Diamond Pen Pal and Diamond Painting Daily over on Etsy. This is the symbol. This works like a glue dot. It is a liquid that turns solid. It goes from white to clear, hence the name Ghost. Looks like that when it dries up. And it is still good when it dries, so don't throw it out. If yours is drying up, keep it. Works just like a glue dot does. Love this stuff. In my multi-placer, I am using Puttylicious Gods and Goddesses 2026. This is the musky scent and it smells so good, y'all. I love it. This is the full size putty. Now, yeah, I've picked a little off the edge here, but you can see that her full size putties are huge. If you had an order for Puttylicious that was coming to the United States, those are in the mail. So those should be arriving at your homes very soon. I'm using a tray here. This one is by Ephemera 3D. It was printed by my friend Gary. It's called the Walkie Talkie Tray. Ephemera 3D can be found on Etsy. This tray, however, cannot. You have to have a friend with a 3D printer to be able to make this for you. So that said, I've got a trinket tray here from Sparkling Nana. You can find Sparkling Nana on Etsy as well as on Facebook. If you want to see more of what she has, I have a trinket tray and a matching trash pot. Ooh, it's beautiful. It's got trash in it. I don't want to flip it around too much. And then the diamond painting that I am working on. Give me a moment here and I'll get you a picture. This booty. Here she is. Gamer Girl by Mrs. I do that every time. Medusa Dollmaker from Jada Gem Shop. This one is a 60 by 90 in square. 61 colors. She beautiful. Now, do share in the chat. What are you working on tonight? I know some of you are coloring. Some of you are taking a break from diamond painting to color. That is awesome. I want to know what you're coloring. Like, what is the picture? And then just for fun, I'm going to show you a picture of me when I was in my, let me think, I was probably in my early baby 30s in this picture. Hold on. Early baby 30s. Yes. This is me in my early baby 30s at the Renaissance Fair. This was my very first character that I worked at the Bristol Renaissance Fair. But that's me as a baby in my baby 30s. Anyways, let me go ahead and say hello to people in the chat. I'm going to go backwards. All right. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Ashlyn and Paula. Hello, Tigger and Calf and Divine. Hello, Sujin. Hi. Hello, Abby. Coriana, what's up, lady? I've got an email coming to you because I'm going to be shipping some things and I got to get some info from you. And who else do we have? Brenda. Hello, Brenda. And Mamie, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Hello, Peggy. And Mamie's working on Butterflies by Dak. Very nice, very nice. Calf is coloring a vampire queen. Hello, Anne. Tigger is doing the last 3 squares of Midnight Mystery. Nice. Nice. I was a babby. Yes, a wee babby. Brenda's working on Mystery 127 Pamichi. Ashlyn is working on Aveliad. Did I find the Morales kit yet? I did. I did indeed. In fact, I found, this is wild, okay? I found the Morales, I found Fairy Lake, and I found the Jenny Lee think it's called the Temple. You know what it is. The Jenny Lee. I found that one too. I don't even know how it's happened. So right now, what I'm working on is finding everybody else their trades, because there's lots of people who they want trades. They have things they're looking for. So I'm trying to find them for them. I am stoked on it. Yeah, found the Morales, found the Rita, and found the Jenny Lee. I don't even know how it happened. I've been busting my butthole today. Hi, Kylie. Welcome. Digital Divine Weapon, working on Time to Play by Kayomi Harai. Ooh. Very nice. But yeah, if you're just joining, let me know what you're working on. And then Coriana, if you're still here, I will be sending you an email. I've got to put everything in a box. I was waiting for something to arrive at my house because I have some things I want to send to you, because I know that you're a new diamond painter. So I wanted to send you some fun extras, but I needed something to arrive at my house first. Yeah, I don't know how it happened, guys. I was really wheeling and dealing. I managed to get them for some really good trades too. Things that I wasn't like devastated to part with, which is very nice. Very, very nice. It didn't even, here's what's wild too. I put up those posts on Facebook with all of those unicorns. Like I came out kicking. I came out like, somebody come take me seriously. And the kits that I ended up trading were not even in my unicorn list. So like, how does that happen? I don't know. I do not know. Night Out by Butter D. Ann. I want to see pictures, please. I want to see pictures. Love that. Yeah, it's crazy. I thought it was going to be a sad time for me. I thought for sure some of those really, really, really rare unicorns were going to have to go, and they didn't. I don't know how I keep getting lucky like that, but it's wild. Right now, I'm trying to work out a trade for a Yume for a specific person whose name starts with A. If I can find something that this particular trade, well, I know what the trader wants, Song of the Moon, but it's got to be like the right trade for me to go, yeah, let me just go ahead and launch Song of the Moon. You know what I mean? So I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. She's understanding, the person who's trading it is understanding the power of trading versus like selling. I mean, if you need the money, right? Obviously you sell stuff, but now I'm trying to find the Morales for Noel, because I think there's a couple people still that have yet to receive their boxes, including Noel. I told Noel, even though she's not here right now, I told her if anybody's going to get it in their box out of the Discord, it's going to be Noel. She's got all them horseshoes shoved up in places none of us can find. She doesn't believe me, so I'm hoping I prove her wrong. Hi, Barb Thompson. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, so I am working on Gamer Girl, the pixel charted version of Gamer Girl. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm going to have, after this row, I'll probably have like 4 or 5 rows left, something like that. I think once I finish this, I'm going to hit the halfway point. Just about. Wait, how big is this? Just a second. This is a 60 by 90, so it's 90 in length. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. 4 rows. Oh, so about here, that's where I'll hit the halfway point. Not too bad, all things considered. She's an easygoing kit, not too crazy on the confetti, which I've appreciated. Just finished Hades and Persephone. Nice. Is that the Morales? Hades and Persephone, Kylie? Got my prize from Zodiac Shadows. Ooh. But did you ask if I was a Libra? Because if not, I'm shook. I did not. I did not ask anything. So you can just be shook by that. I didn't tell. I didn't ask. Nothing. That's all Liz, man. Liz has got crazy, wacky powers too, man. Am I working from the bottom up? Yes, Coriana, I always work from the bottom up. Well, I almost always work from the bottom up. I don't know why I like to do it that way. I guess I'd rather have this stuff like with a canvas roller rolled up in my lap than rolled up on the other side of the table with the risk of like falling behind the table and ending up on the floor. So some of that is just, I don't know, preference. I feel like I'm usually starting from the bottom when I'm working on a kit. And then I go bottom up and then left to right because, you know, like then my hand is always resting on like plastic or whatever. I'm not like resting my hand on diamonds as I go. Just a personal preference. Some people like resting their hands on diamonds though. They like the way it feels. Hi, Vicky, Tabitha Moon. What's up? What is up? What is up? So are people finding what they're looking for from the mystery box? Yeah, the only thing that I traded out of my box, because my extra was Books Are Magic by Anne Julie Aubrey, which I wanted anyways. Like I was very excited to get that as my extra. And then I got the Sarnat mystery, the Marjorie Sarnat mystery. And then I got the the Eau Claire Studios and Mystical Night or Mystical whatever. But I traded that one for the Jenny Lee. So I did trade one thing out of my box. And then I've got the Sarnat mystery up on D-Stash. We'll see if anybody bites, but who knows? Hello, Elena Meow. Meow. What's going on? Oh my gosh. The person that I was trading with for Fairy Lake, that one was a tricky one because the person has, they said, more than 500 kits. So finding something in my stash that the person actually wanted, woof. I feel like I went over basically everything I had with the with the person. I was like, so let's see. What do I have that you don't? Although they just started diamond painting in February, you guys. February. They were like, yeah, I went a little crazy and I need to de-stash some things. I was like, well, going to be doing an auction. I'm actually, the auction we were supposed to do sooner, but the person who I'm starting with, they had a family emergency. So they're going to be back on like the 11th of September. So we'll start sometime around there when she gets back. We'll start doing the auctions. We had some issues with Pirate Ship where she had sent out some D-Stash stuff via Pirate Ship and it charged her $45 for shipping, like a chargeback or whatever for wrong measurements or some shit. And I was like, $45? It wasn't an international shipment. So like, why $45? That's wild. So we were getting that figured out before starting with any others. It was like, let's make sure you're not going to get charged that every time, you know? Yeah, 500 in a few months, Mel. And hello, Mel. started in April. Yeah. PM you after. You got it, Vicky. I shall. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. And I mean, to each their own. I don't have money like that. You know what I mean? Like that's not money that I have, but I can say that in my first like several months back doing diamond painting, I spent way, way, way more than I should have on diamond painting right then, you know? So I can't even judge. I mean, it's not like 500. Everybody has a number, right? Where they go a little crazy. I just happened to stop before 500, and that's pretty much because I didn't have the money. If I would have had endless funds, we might be talking about a different thing right now. Hello, Angela. You are not late too much, and you have not missed much. I've only been on like 18 minutes. I started late tonight. Definitely need help. I have to have more than 500. Oh, you happen to have more than 500. We're gonna do an auction for you. We'll get you fixed. We'll get you fixed up. Alina, meow. It'll be a meowction. We're gonna do a meowction for Alina, meow. And you know what? Even with the like Temu kits and what have you, some people like that. You can do them in lots or something. You know what I mean? You could do the Temu kits in lots. Because there are people that still work on those. Honestly, sometimes the glue on a Temu is better than other kits. Is all I'm going to say. Sometimes it's even better quality, you know? Just depends. We're at 50% likes. Womp womp. Melissa's coming for you. But yeah, there's lots of people who they still like the Temu kits. They still work on Temu kits. Sometimes it's a nice little break from other things. I've seen some really fantastic Temu kits with hand rendering. And I mean, granted, if it weren't for a lot of those places like stealing artwork from artists or copying it with AI, I'd be like, geez, go buy your Temu kits, man. Like I said, as long as you're not buying stolen art, I don't care what you do. And the way to make it not stolen, go give the artist some money. If you've already purchased it. I'm not telling you go purchase stolen artwork and then just give the artist money. I'm just saying that you can make it right if you're worried about it. It's not that. I want to keep them, but realistically, I'm unlikely. Yeah. You've hit, Elena, meow, what we call Sable, Sable, stash acquired, beyond life expectancy. That's what that is. It happens to the best of us. I'm kind of lucky. My stash is right around like 160, 150. And I finish like 3 to 4 a month, depending on size and, you know, whatever, how fast I'm working. But typically at least like 50 a year. That's about where I hit, somewhere between 50, sometimes less, sometimes more. But yeah, it just depends. And so 150 for me is not like a life expectancy Sable. Though, just like Melissa says, I could die tomorrow. I want to work on the things that make me happy today, you know? So I work on the stuff that makes me smile, even if it would be considered a unicorn or a narwhal or a rainy day stash or as I like to call them, flavor savers. You know, it's all in the way you're feeling at any given moment. Work on what makes you happy. The best lesson I learned from Melissa. I'm also really slow. I've only completed 3. Hey, listen, everybody goes at their own speed. Mary, what's up? Hello, Glory. Hello, Gary. So do tell those of you who are coloring, who all is coloring with Sujin tonight. At 300 only from Dax. So that's probably that needs to be. Oh, okay. You and I don't have sables, but I want my space back. Dude, yeah, the closet is getting a little out of control. But a lot of that happens when like a company will send me a kit for sneak peek or whatever, and it might not necessarily be to my exact taste, but I like them. I like to at least work on something from those businesses so I can get, like finishes to show off. But a lot of those are going to end up being prizes. You know what I mean? The ones that I don't like. So I'll even tell them on purpose sometimes to send me ones that I don't like so that one, I don't want to keep it. I can raffle it off or give it as a prize or something like that. Because the more hands that I can get their kits into, the better also. Working on an untitled paint by number from Michaels. Ooh. Gary's got copies made, but no coloring yet. Did you get your Ohuhus swatched yet, Gary? And space. Yeah, space is big. Vicky's coloring with Sujin and loving it. Very nice. Yeah, I don't like to judge people's stash sizes. I mean, yeah, I do start to question once your stash gets to a size where it's like unmanageable and or you're starting to feel guilty or you're starting to feel, overwhelmed by it, then yeah, maybe then it's a problem. Otherwise, like if you've just got kits and kits and kits stashed all the way to the ceiling and they're stacked to the ceiling even, and then, you're not able to get to them, just might be time to make some decisions, but that's not for me to say. I can't tell somebody when it's time to start destashing or, things like that. Not my area, not my circus, not my monkeys, Everybody's got to do what they got to do. Hello, Lexi. I colored but never finished. Also did one of those pixel sticker things and quit on that too. Melissa, did you go back to diamond painting? Is that why? Or you just weren't feeling it or what? Mary, I have news. The trades are good. I got her for sure. It's a for sure now. So thank you very, very much. I got it all handled. Because I knew you'd want to know. There we go. Any more of that color? I don't think so. Nope. No more in that color. Halfway through coloring my owl, but hand needed a break. Yeah, turns out it's harder on my hand than diamond painting. Truly, Divine. I can't hold pens and like pencils and markers so much anymore. It's hard. Had the colors done Friday. Oh, been working on the shop and was called out early today for work. Cost a few hours. Gotcha. Okay. Think I didn't feel like doing anything. Oh, okay, that's fair. Sometimes you just not in the mood to do anything crafty. It happens. Not to me very much, but I get it. I don't think I diamond painted really at all yesterday. Maybe a square. I might have done a square. But I got some, I'm not going to talk about it on the live stream, but I got some really bad news. And so I wasn't really much in the mood to do much yesterday. I went scootering with Dustin and hung out with him after work because it was one of those situations where you kind of start thinking about life and the painful shortness of it all. And I felt like it was more important for me to spend time with people I love than to sit down and diamond paint. So that's what I did. But I'll get into that another time. But the live stream, just not appropriate for it. I also don't want to be a buzzkill, killjoy sort of thing. So I'm okay. And I'm sad, but the show must go on, right? Let's see. There it is. This one has been a lot of fun to work on. It's been a much needed kind of break from some of the confetti pieces that I've been working on. Woof. Spent a lot of time outside. Okay, the past few days, so I don't want to sit at a desk. Fair. Hands getting sore. Made some thicker grips for the markers with air dry clay. Oh, I've heard that works too, but still going to take them a while to dry. Hopefully that helps. Right. Yeah. Didn't do anything Wednesday or Thursday because food poisoning. Oof. Food poisoning is not fun. Kicked your butt? That's one way to put it. About your butt, I mean, and food poisoning. You could say that. You could definitely say that. Food poisoning usually does more than just kick my butt, though. Depending on the type of food poisoning you get. But it's not fun, and I hope that you're on the mend. We had the air show today, which is why I started the live stream late. They were doing flyovers, like the what are they called? The Blue Angels, where they fly they're like jets and they fly in formation and stuff. And then they had they would fly together and then they would do they did this it was like out of smoke or chemtrail or whatever the heck they fly behind them, and they did a heart. And then they came down and then they flipped around and then came back up and made a second heart over top of the first one. That was really cool. They had it looked like World War II biplane kind of things. They were flying in formation, and the airport is literally this direction from my house, maybe a mile, 2 miles, not very far. That's a motorcycle. I don't know if you heard that, but yeah, it's not very far from my house. And so it was loud. The dogs were losing it. It was let's just go ahead and start the live stream a little later so people aren't listening to the dogs losing their minds or planes just booming overhead. Just smoke. I know, I was kidding. It's not really chemtrails. We're all being poisoned. Let's see. But your boy is home. Yeah. That's what happened to you as well. Time with others took precedent. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's been this year for me too. Honestly, I don't have nearly the finishes that I would have. And I think you never know these days. That is true. Some content creators will be telling you all about the chemtrails. I don't know what it was specifically, but I remember last time when I did my year in review and what I learned about the year, I promised to forgive myself for not choosing to diamond paint sometimes. I feel like maybe sometimes as a content creator, you can get yourself backed in, painted into a corner where you feel like that's all you can do. And you got to get the content out if you want to, get views and get, payment for the AdSense and all of that sort of stuff. And honestly, I just didn't let that be a factor this year. And I've worked more slowly, but I've worked more deliberately too. When it comes to diamond painting, I feel like I've worked more deliberately. I've chosen paintings maybe a little more deliberately. I'm not I'm not trying to purposely like have anything fly off of the table to be done with it to get to the next thing. And I'm sure that that pressure exists for anybody really who has a stash, where you're like starting to look at your stash and go, oh man, am I making wrong decisions? Or if I don't work on these quickly, someone else is going to judge me, or whatever reasons. But as much as no, we don't like to get rid of the paintings that we've purchased, it's also important to understand that like we're not permanent, right? So you only have time for what you have time for. And this year, like you, Melissa, I decided to spend a little more of it with family. But yeah, I echo Gary's sentiments, Lexi. I'm glad that you're feeling better and that you're no longer erupting from parts of your body. That's good. Because that's never fun for anybody. And so I guess, yeah, that's another piece of advice that I think is good for everyone, is like, this is ultimately a craft, right? And if you're prioritizing a craft over your own like family or well-being or whatever, then maybe gotta re-establish some of those priorities. I don't know. That's everybody's personal journey and has nothing to do with me. You know what's best for you better than I do. Do any of you ever get to feeling like your priorities with diamond painting get overwhelming? Do any of you guys ever feel like that? And if so, what do you do to combat that when you start to feel like, you know, the air quote requirement to be diamond painting is now overweighing your desire to actually do the diamond painting? Do you guys ever get that? And some of you, I'm sure, will be like, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. I counted and I've only finished 18. What? Are you sure that's accurate? Which is low for me by this time. Yeah, it is. I think we're both on the same wavelength. You know, actually, I haven't counted in a minute to see like how many I've done for the year so far. So maybe I should do that really quickly and just see what my total is up to. I mean, I've done a couple of small like projects, which I guess all together I'll count as one, but they don't really. I think I'm going to take a page out of Abby's journal, and instead of calling them like finishes, like finished paintings, I'll call them like finished projects. So then I don't feel weird about counting a set of minis as like a full completion, you know? It's still a completion, but it's a completion in a different way. I don't know. I'll have to look. Let me finish this color and I'll take a peek. I don't normally keep count as I go along, like, oh, this is finish number 35 for the year or whatever. I just get at the end of the year. I'm like, oh, here we go. Now I know how many I've done. Mind hand mirror, mini hand mirror. I was like, mind hand mirror, mini mirror. Thankfully, it's the opposite. I just want to do it all the time and not enough free time. Fair. That's very fair. I tend to have to just step back and do something else, or I face not wanting to do it at all. Yeah, I get that. You were stunned too? Melissa, I understand. I understand. Hello, Gigi to 4. Welcome, welcome. Mini mirror. I get overwhelmed if I don't get to diamond paint or draw, but that's because it's the only things I do that don't revolve around my family, and that's just for me. That's fair. Mind you, I get overwhelmed really easily and put too much pressure on myself for finishes. I believe that, Vicky, Tabitha. I know you do. all the time. I have about 20 whips. See, and that's something I can't do. My limit really is, I have found the most I ever want to get to again is like 8. And even that is way too high for me. I'm a serial starter and I hate it. Gives me anxiety. I feel obligated to work on some for some reason. I didn't feel that way in the beginning. Okay. Yeah, that's not a journal. Abby's is an art project. I agree. I think you took a long break around the beginning of the year, which was totally understandable. Right. Yes. Hi, Allison. Just got off from your second job. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome. If you're just joining us, let me know, what are you working on? What's on your table? Okay. So I lied. I'm going to do this color really quick because there were some that I missed, and then I'll count and see how many finishes I'm at for the year. I might not be far off of where you are, though, Melissa. Honestly, I'm not sure. There's one finish I can't show you guys because it technically hasn't released yet, but I can go through the others. Let me just make sure that when I get to that page that I cover it. Okay. Hold on. Let's cover that up. Okay. Okay, I finished Butterfly Edition this year. That was one. Did I finish another mini set? Space Edition. I think I finished Space Edition also. So 2 projects, right? Okay. Going forward, we're not into this year yet. No, these are from last year. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. There's one this year. That was last year. 2, 3. 2 of those minis. 3, 4. We'll just call those 4 together. Sure. This one's not done. A little mini 6. That one's not done. 7, 8, 9, 10. Another mini. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. She's not done. She's not done. 31. Can't show you that one, but that's 32. She's not done and she's not done. So I'm at 32 so far. Give or take some little projects and whatever, but 30, we'll go 33 just to be on the safe side. So you weren't far off. Okay, let's see. Going back. Lexi says, my limit is 2 whips. Tigger says, when done with this one, it will be 12. Nice. Abby, I got to go overboard on simple things. I believe you. There are lots of things I don't get to due to lack of time. I just feel the want because of it. But since I spread it out over all the things, no one thing gets the brunt of it. Yeah. Yep. Gigi says, working on Scrub-a-Dub Duckling. Ooh, nice. Stacy, welcome, Stacy. Finally made it in after putting away chickens. Working on my Halloween mystery kit. Very nice. Hello, Nori. Setting up to do a little work on Serenity. Oh, I'm very excited. I have 12 whips. Alina Meow says. Some are at work to do during lunch, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. Currently working on Sarah Mustafa's Mermaid Princess. Pretty. 32 mini mirrors. Mini mirrors. That's low for me too. It is. Thank you, Coriana. So you go, girl. Yeah, that is actually pretty low for me. At least for this part of the year. Because if my average is like 3 or 4 kits, what are we at? So 4 times 8. What's 4 times 8? 32. I guess I'm right on. It doesn't feel like it though. So maybe my average is more 4 to 5. I don't know. Now I don't know. Because isn't 8 times 4 is 32? Did I math that right? I'm horrible at math, guys. Simple like times tables, don't even ask. Don't ask me to do the times tables. I don't like them. They don't like me. Yeah, I don't know. That does seem low though, doesn't it? Well, we'll see. I don't know. I really have taken more time this year to do other things besides diamond paint. So it was necessary. I don't regret anything. I think that's also how I keep my stash numbers like under control. I don't typically buy more than maybe like one a month. So I always have, the number is always going down. Although when friends send paintings or companies send paintings, then it definitely screws up the count again. Yeah, it's 32. Okay, good. I know how to do math. Whee! But I do love diamond painting, and it is something that I need in my life, not just want. It's kind of a need as a way to decompress, and sometimes it's just a way for me to sit and finish a show that I want to watch. You know what I mean? Like if there's a series that I really want to watch, I'll do it and watch it and diamond paint at the same time. Especially like required viewing things. It's like people who are in class with the teacher and they doodle. I think of this as like doodling. Some of your projects were smaller this year. That is true. I did include this year. I did some big ones too, though. We've got, what were the really big ones? Mermaid Fairy was 60 by 90, which isn't a monster, but it's a good sized one. I did a lot of littler ones, like Star Spirit was a little one, Wishes was little, La Lune was a little one, Shiba Inu Origami was a little one. I wanted to pick some smaller projects. Spacey Gur was little, Cottagecore Witch was huge. That one's 70 by 97. Beautifully Broken is small. This one was small. Yeah, I tried to pick some like normal sized kits this year too. Not just really huge things, you know. Need to have noise when I diamond paint, so I put on the TV series and just thought, yeah, what TV series do you like, Coriana? What do you like to watch? How do you resist all that pretty art? Oh, it's hard. Hi, Liana. It's really hard. I think part of it is being broke helps. So it's easy to say no when you can't afford it. I save up and I buy the Moraleses that drop. Aside from that, I can't really afford to buy diamond paintings. So I sometimes will trade for things, or I'll de-stash something to buy something else. Yeah, I'm telling you, if my financial situation were different and like I had more money to spend on diamond paintings, I'm actually not sure that I would, honestly. I feel really comfortable. Like I've been a lot pickier too. Cottagecore Witch was, shut up. Cottagecore Witch was not my favorite. I've not been buying as many big ones. It's just too much and nowhere to hang or storage. Okay, so Gigi, what I did was I purchased for myself It's called a Nick Pro bag. It's a portfolio bag that I got on Amazon. I think it was like $40, something like that. And it has fit all of my diamond paintings in it, including ones that are 70 by 105 centimeters. So whatever that is in inches. I would recommend highly getting a Nick Pro bag. I just store them in there flat, and then I put it under my bed. And then that way I don't have to worry about them being rolled up and receiving damage or anything like that. They're flat under my bed, and then they're easy to access when I want to pull them out and look at them or decide if I want to hang one up or whatever. Nick Pro, NICPRO. Very, very handy things. Yep. Just without the K. And you can find them on Amazon, and they're wonderful. And they've fit all of my biggest projects so far. I don't have anything so far that has not fit in there, luckily. I have Grand Canal and Basilica Venice is in there. I have Sometimes by Color Out of Place, which was a really big one. Surreal Blues by Color Out of Place is also in there. And those are all 105 centimeters on one side. The biggest one. Yep. Mel says, Gigi, just throw the ones out you don't want. That's what Melissa did. She just threw away the ones she didn't want. I was like, damn, you could have at least recycled them. Resin drills are recyclable. But it's tricky for Melissa. She lives in Canada. So like finding somebody to just give the artwork to is a little trickier for her than it is for we United States peoples to be able to just ship to somebody close by, you know. But don't worry, I didn't forget you guys. I'm still planning on going through my finishes and doing like a finishes auction. You know, I don't know, I'll start the bidding at like $10 for some of my finishes, and then you guys can decide what you want to pay for them. And we'll go from there. And as much as I'd like proceeds to go to a charity, that charity is going to be me because I'm broke. I should do that soon, huh? Maybe before the regular auction that I'm going to do. Maybe I'll do like my little finishes auction. That could be fun. 100 centimeters is 40 inches. So 105, 5 times 2.5, 2.5, 5, 10. Was that 15 inches? Another 15 inches for 5 centimeters ish. 13 and a half. 13 and a half, maybe. Again, I don't do math, so don't ask me to. It's not what I do. I'm pretty. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't have to do math because I'm cute. I think that's how that works. Right? We'll pretend. I don't know what it is. My autistic brain does not allow me to do times tables. Except the nines. I can do all the nines. But that one's pretty easy. You just do all the numbers forward and backward. And there's a whole like easy thing. Oh, okay. I lie. I can do the 5s too. Mamie says, I use one as well. Great way to store paintings. Yes. That's what I do. And I feel zero guilt if I know I'm not hanging them. Wow. Well, can I feel like 100% bad? Because like some of those I would take from you and hang up or store or whatever because I like the artwork. Maybe we could do a Canada like auction for finishes. Melissa's got some finishes, I'm sure. Well, maybe not anymore now that she's been throwing them out. She's like, nope, they're gone. And all I got left is stuff I want to actually keep. How do you store your finishes, Melissa? Because you are another person who has a lot of finishes. Do you store them like the other way that I used to store them when I didn't have as many is I had a tall laundry basket and I'd roll them up and put them back into the dust cover sleeve and then stand them upright in a laundry basket. And that worked for a while when it wasn't, like 100 finishes. I definitely used that method. $105 is around 43. Wait, I thought, oh, duh. I know how to count. Because there's 2.5 centimeters to 1 inch. I think that's why I was miscounting. Well, wait, 2.5 centimeters, 5 centimeters is 10 centimeters. Yeah, you're right. 43. See, this is why I don't do math. Right there it is. Because I'm not a math person. Surreal Blues is 41.3, and my sheet shows it as 104.9. Yeah, it's about 105. Very close. How many canvases fit in it? Well, right now, I have it almost full to bursting. Okay, like almost to the point where it would not be safe for me to put any more in it. Okay. And the reason I can't put more in it is because it won't fit under my bed anymore. Well, up to the beginning of this year. So let's go the beginning of this year in my book. So let's say to about here. All of these pages of diamond paintings that you see, all of them, they're in my Nick Pro bag, every one of them. So I would say probably 100. And if they're not really large, you can put them side by side as one layer. And then you can put another one flat on top of that and so on. So depending on the size of the canvases, you can fit more or less. I mean, if you're just going to go like, let's say your average 50 by 70 or 60 by 80, right? Then you would only be stacking those single. But if you were doing smaller ones, then you could put them side by side and then they'd be one layer and then, like back and forth. So it just really depends on the size of the canvases that you typically work on. But I have probably 100 in there now. And it weighs about 80 pounds. The ones you didn't throw away are under your bed? Okay. How do you have them stored under your bed? You just have them like stacked and put under your bed, or? Yeah, they're great. They're great, and I love them a lot. I found them a long time ago and was like, this is amazing. But yeah, it's hefty. So once you start stacking that many diamond paintings in it, I would make sure that, okay, if you have carpet, for instance, you might want to put something underneath it just so that it slides out from under your bed easily, or at the bottom of your closet, wherever you want to put it. Mind you, it's big. Or like I have hardwood flooring, so I have a piece of cardboard, like a big piece of cardboard underneath it, so that when I'm ready to slide it in and out from under the bed, it moves easily. Otherwise, it's really hard to drag across the floor, especially because there's zippers on both sides, and the zipper will tear up my hardwood floor if I don't put something underneath it. So that is one recommendation I would make, is like make it easier on yourself and put something under it so it slides more easily on either carpet or hardwood floor. See if I can carry it. Oh, hell no. Like the ridiculousness of how heavy that thing is. It's hard enough for me to like pull it out and drag it out from underneath my bed. It's a little crazy. I know I wouldn't be able to carry it anywhere unless I had assistance, especially because of how unwieldy it is. Like once you have all of those in there, you can't like pick it up like a suitcase anymore and carry it like that, right? Because everything would kind of fall down into the bag. I mean, I suppose if it was like full to bursting, you probably could. I wouldn't recommend it because, like I said, it's heavy. I probably herniate something. My butthole would fall straight out of my body. I'd be like, well, that was my butthole once upon a time, and now it's outside of my body. True story. You don't put anything between the paintings. I don't. You could if you wanted to. But because there's already a backing on them, I don't really need to. I just stack them one right on top of the other. But I haven't put anything in between them, and I haven't noticed any issues. I used to have a piece of cardboard in there in between, like, okay, these are the rounds, and then a piece of cardboard. Well, I put a piece of cardboard on the bottom, and then put a stack of canvases, like my excuse me, my round canvases, and then I put a piece of cardboard in between, and then I put my squares, and then a piece of cardboard on top, like a I don't know, a Big Mac or something with 3 buns. But I've honestly noticed it's not necessary to put anything in between them. The backs of the canvases do pretty well to keep a kind of a separation between them. Mystery of the missing butthole. That's true. Yep. If anybody sees the butthole I dropped, you're going to have to pick it up for me, okay? Reward offered for dropped butthole. Would you? Okay. But really, though, if you were walking down the sidewalk and you saw a dropped butthole, would you pick it up and take it to its owner? Probably you wouldn't. So a person would have to offer a reward for a dropped butthole, I would imagine. Nobody's just going to go picking that thing up on its own. Unless they like mistook it for beef jerky or something. And even then, I'm just going to go pick up some random beef jerky. I don't know how we got on this topic. I'm sorry. Very sorry. Everybody's like, click away, dislike button, report, report, report. Small, chewy donut. Right. Exactly. Gary knows. Gary knows. Use chewing gum or dropped butthole. Could be either, both, even. Any of those. Let's do this color. What are you thinking so far, guys? Is it looking nice to you? Looking nice to me. Barb's dying. Barbara is dying. You are not helping, Gary, but that's my favorite thing about you. You never assist. You always make it worse, and that's the reason you're the best. I wouldn't have it any other way. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, I'm liking this one. And like I said, it's been nice to work on something that's not super, super confetti heavy. It's not so color blocky that it's boring or hateful, which I like. Yeah. Yep. You think, okay, got a weird question for people. You think anybody out there would swap me for duck bath if I had imposter ducks to trade with them? I want the green one. I know. Naomi works on blue canvases, so it might as well be a blue duck one. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe I want to do a green one and not a blue one. I think that's a fair trade. I feel like it's a fair trade. Focused on the knee butt. Oh, right here, you mean? My little knee butt. She's even got butt cheekies. There we go. I can see the whole knee butt. It does look very strange. I don't know. I feel like maybe 1-to-1 that would be an all right trade. Somebody might take me up on it. I've gotten stranger trades than that, that's for sure. Might be worth a shot. Maybe I'll try it. Hey, Tigger, are you still here? Check in, check in. Are you here? Jade's coming out. There you are, Noelle. Never mind, Tigger. I was going to see if you wanted to text her real quick and see where she's at. What's up, Noelle? How's your day? I'm liking it so far. It's been nice. I'll show you in just a second here where I'm at on Queen Elizabeth. And then I'll show you also the work that I have done on the Butter D, so you can see what you got to get caught up on. I have the mermaid one from mermaid one of the from one of the last drops. The mermaid from one of the last drops. Do you save your drills? Could you swap out the colors? I could. Yeah, I could potentially, but that's a lot of drills because Duck Bath is all green and then Imposter Ducks is like all blue. So I don't think I have that much of my green left, you know, in enough colors. Unfortunately. But I do save my drills, both DAC and non-DAC drills. Yesterday, somebody I was trading said they have Dakota's Eden. I don't know what that even is. Alina, that's the one that just came out in the Mystery 23, I think. Oh, Genovia's Mermaid. Girl, people are looking for that. People are looking for that. Yeah, the one that they're talking about is the one that came out in the mystery kit recently. But if I was going to take anything out of that particular grouping, that's not the one I would take, in my opinion. But that's just not to my personal tastes. Have to keep our eyes on you, Noelle. We know how you get, right? Forgetfuls. And I only do blue kits, so definitely not enough green. I know. I have, you know what? I could change a green kit for a blue kit. I could make a green kit blue. I don't think I could make a blue kit green, though. Unfortunately. Yeah, she's not wrong. I do a lot of blue kits and not even on, listen, I didn't buy them on purpose, like with the express thought of like, oh, it's blue, I want to buy it. It just so happened that like basically everything I was buying was blue. Everything that I like is blue. I don't know why I like everything blue, but I do. And so it was like, oh my God, I've got all of these blue kits. If I don't start working through some of them, then I'm going to have only blue kits left over. So yeah, I'm loaded up on blue kits. Traded it to Dakota's Saint and Hazel's Dream. I do not like the mermaid, and I really oh, okay. Dakota's Horse. Got you. Oh, the one that's in 23 is called, oh, the one with the unicorn and the bear and the fox and the skunks and the everything is Miracle. Got you. Okay. Aha. Dude, I don't know. Don't ask me. The one you're talking about, Alina, is that the mystery Dakota? Like an actual mystery, not like in a mystery box? I don't know enough about Dakota, guys. Sorry. She's a lovely artist. It's just not like my particular style that I want to diamond paint, you know? Nothing at all against it. It's just, yeah, not my particular cup of tea. and work on Lovebirds tonight. Ooh. My art by Julia. Then I'm going to jump to Pocahontas. You got it. You do you, boo. Well, because you're getting close on that one, right? Yes, no? Or you just were in the mood for a square on the Julia? I can't blame you. It's a lot of good color blocking. I know how much you like that blocking. You like that blocking, girl. I think I'm finally getting to a point where some of my blue kits, like where I'm kind of leveling off a little bit, where it's not like primarily blue kits in my stash. I'm hoping it's getting a little better. Just a wee bit. I did like Angel of Justice. Not something that I wanted to work on by Dakota, but a very beautiful piece. I like the artwork. I like the artwork on the one with the, what is that? Rainbow Bridge. I thought that was really a beautiful piece. The one with all the raccoons in it everywhere. I like that piece too. That one's just funny. I found that one really amusing. But again, not something that I necessarily want to diamond paint, but I like the artwork. She just said it's super expensive and people are looking for it. It's nice, but not something I need. Yeah, for sure. There we go. Yeah, people were looking for that Genovia mermaid. They were still going a little poop nuts for that one. Did anybody get anything this morning? I did not. There wasn't anything for me in the drops today, but if somebody else got something, I'd love to hear about it. That was it a Runa Maruti? The Runa Maruti was really pretty. I noticed that they put the like a very faint artist signature in that one though, which was weird. I didn't notice it until earlier. I was cruising around and somebody posted it in, I don't know, one of the groups. It was Diamond Painting Mysteries or something, and asked if that was normal. And no, it isn't as far as I've noticed, but got called out for work, so I'm glad I wasn't trying for anything. Oh, okay. Coriana caved and got the Vampire Queen. Nice. Okay, that's a pretty one. Noelle says, nope, not buying anymore. Good for you, Noelle. Rose painting with the hummingbird. Ooh, Stacy. Sentimental piece for you. Beautiful. It's going to get the Runa with points, but decided to wish list instead. Nice. And got the Star Wars kit. That one was really cool. Funny, we were just talking about Star Wars on Tuesday, too. Gigi says, nothing for me or the last few weeks. Today or the last few weeks. Tigger says, nope. Brenda says, nothing. I'm broke. Right there with you. Calf got the Runa with points. Liana says, nope. DAC archived like 95 kits. So I got Amy Brown's The Night Garden. Oh, that's a pretty one. Lexi says, I'm not buying from them. Gigi said, DAC keeps deleting the posts about that name on the canvas. Oh, okay. I mean, and Holly and Runa. Oh, okay. So we don't know at all, Alina, how you got yourself to 500 kits. Oh, you know I love you. Mamie says, none for me. Nori says, nothing for me today. Just wish listed the Runa and Holly. Lexi and Liana. Snaps to y'all for sticking with it too. Yeah. I mean, nothing for me, but that's nothing new necessarily. One, I'm broken. Two, there wasn't really anything that I was looking for. I think really right now, the only thing that I'm super like excite to buy is probably the Moraleses that they drop. And beyond that, I don't know. It'd have to really wow me. But that's just a lot to do with being broke too, you know? Well, if anybody wants to buy a D-Stash mystery Sarnet, I've got one from the mystery box, and it's a mystery, like an actual mystery. Ooh, that's a bad drill. All right, let me get through this color, Noelle, and then I'll show you what I have with Elizabeth and the Butter D. I'll show you what I got done on them. Oh, heads up on the channel. Beginning tomorrow, Sunday, and every day until Thursday, I will have a Diamond Design Company sneak peek on the channel. And all of them are in a matched set. And exclusive information here, she is going to have a discount when you purchase more than one of the canvases. So you'll want to keep an eye out. Definitely thinking about it, Naomi, as I love Marjorie and would like a mystery. Nice. Alina Meow, sucker for horses. Yeah. Never done a mystery. Yeah, the Sarnet mystery is actually 2 horses. Rather get from fellow small shops. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm really stoked. It's not something like you normally see on my channel either. So it'll be something, I think, like for crowds that are used to just seeing portraits on my channel. There'll be something new and different. So if you like landscapes and or animals, I think there may or may not be something for you. I can't give you any more info than that, though. Complete your set. Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah. It's going to be exciting. And the fact that she's doing a discount when you purchase more than one is also very, very nice. Because they're really meant to be a matched set. They really are. They're all meant to go together. They can live separately, but they don't want to, is really what it is. And it's even something that I like. Love landscapes. What company did you say? Diamond Design Company. Diamond Design Company, they do minis mostly. That's not all that they do, though. Their particular like canvases, normal canvases that they don't do super large canvases. So for instance, like the the Hiroko that I did, or Hiroko, the Hiroko that I did, this one here, it's called Calling. Very cute, right? That one was only a 40 by 60. She tends to do, like, if she's going to do bigger canvases than just minis, they're still in the smaller, like, you know, brunch sized canvas rather than just a snack size. It's like a snack size with a little extra. So we'll call it brunch. But these are also going to be a kind of a brunch sized canvas in that same sort of range. So they'll be landscapes and or animals, but they will be smaller. Kind of like my pieces for addiction and recovery. They're beautiful themselves, but yes, very that. Very, very that. like should go together. Really, if you want to be technical, they should go together. They don't have to go together. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But hey, I didn't air quote spoil that. You did. You didn't spoil anything, but you know what I mean. You spoiled it by telling, but not by showing. So spoiler alert. Just kidding. You can spoil whatever you want. It's your company. A little sneaky, sneaky. Oh, so Noelle, you remember that idea that I was talking to you about? Might be able to talk to Lexi about that too. That might even be a better idea. Well, Lexi, remind me of a question for you later on in Discord. Just don't let me forget. I know you share them in the Discord. You gotta be sneaky. You gotta be sneaky. You gotta keep some things from these people because they eat up those sneaky peekies. They do. Some of those things you just gotta keep it to yourself. Be like, nah, you don't get to know until you get to know. All right, all right, let me do this color and then I'm gonna go grab those, Noelle, so you can seize them. What I've got done. Okay. 2 hole drills for this color. There it is. All right, let me cover this up. I'm gonna go get them and I'm gonna show you. I need to redo my putty anyways in that. So let me collect them all or mix and match. Yeah, I like it. I only have you as a sneak peeker for future release. Ooh, I'm special. Look at me being special. Okay, I'm gonna go get my other canvases I've been working on so that Noelle can see them. All right, hold on. I'm going to move you just a little teeny bit up this way. There we go, just so you can see more of it. Okay, so first, I've been working on Elizabeth by Mandy Manzano. This is obviously the unfinished part of the Mandy Manzano. Elizabeth is a round. She's an old canvas, older girl. She's a 55 centimeters by 94 centimeters. I'm not quite to the halfway. I would say I'm like the 1/3 mark on this canvas. I'm at the third point. Okay. So there's the top part. And then this is like where her waist is. You can kind of see it. And then pull this down out of the way here. There we go. Okay. Now what I've got done is right to here. And I think these are her fingers in this area. It's hard to tell because there's also like a ribbon in there. But this is what I've got done on Elizabeth. And she's really, really pretty. I expected this, I think, to be a little more color blocky, but with all of the dots or whatever, and then everything in outline, it is definitely more complicated than just, the color blocking I thought it was going to be, especially with the blendy, like background in here. Panels are tall. They really are. They really, really are. And then one thing that's driving me nuts, okay, I gotta be honest with you, and I don't know if it's in the original art. This is driving me crazy. Do you see it? It's like they went opposite. Like instead of doing the yellow, they went the dark color. So I don't like that is not symmetrical. Let me see. Let me look at the picture. Yeah, see? It's like they went incorrect in the render. And so I don't know if I'm able to fix that or not. And like maybe pull out some of this and add yellow in and then thin this out a little bit. I was thinking about doing it because I'm going to be honest with you, that's driving me batshit. I don't like it. Hello, Ducky. Bugs the designing part of my brain. Yes, very much that. I love the colors. The colors have been great. These are not colors that I typically work with. As we've pointed out, I like blue canvases, but this one I really like, except for that. His asymmetry. Yes. Yes, Mamie, it is driving me crazy. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to try and fix this because they did something similarly on the canvas Purity. I don't have the canvas right here in front of me to show you, but I'll show you a picture of what Purity looks like. And I'll show you where on the canvas that they like goofed. Where is Purity? I think Purity was like an early 2025 canvas. So I think she's somewhere in the middle here. Purity, where are you? No. Here she is. Okay. So in the background, in Purity, where you see the scroll work in the back here and here, they did the same thing. They reversed the colors. So instead of it being like gold here, it's still, they use the other, like the white color, and then they put the gold on the outside. It's in the post review for this one. And then they did something in here as well, where they changed up the colors in there from this side. So it's not symmetrical like it's supposed to. In fact, I think something with this scroll work part too is different in the render from Diamond Art Club. Otherwise, this is a beautiful canvas. So yeah, kind of drives me a little batshit bonkers, but I like it overall. It is strange that they did that. So this is an early render, so I kind of give them, a little grace with that because this is a really early piece. But yeah, that is something that has driven me a little bit banana sandwiches with this one. But I really do overall. I love the colors and I love the blend. I love, this is honestly more orange than I was expecting it to be. It's a lot of orange and yellow versus red and yellow. Like there are reds in here, but really it's reading red on the screen, but it's like tomato red. It's like a cherry red. So this is Elizabeth. So she's getting there. And then I'll show you the Butter D so you can see where I'm at, Noelle. So I'm about a third of the way done with Elizabeth. And then show you the Butter D so that you have an idea of the size of square you need to do in order to get caught back up with me. Okay, so this is the Butter D. All right, obviously don't have much done on her, but if I can fold this over. There we go. So I can scroll it up for you. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Okay. I did this square, this big square right here, so that you know how much more you got to do. Because otherwise I have the bottom rows are done. These couple of big bottom rows here. And then I did this big one. So it needs to be these 3 flowers and like the very tippy corner of her dress right there. I felt oh, it's because some of them are peaked and some of them are flat. That threw me off. I was like, that feels weird under my fingers. Yep. So you got to do these 3 flowers and then this itty bitty corner of her dress. Isn't this one cute? I love the kitty cat. The kitty cat is adorable. Look at it. It's cute. My Ocean Eyes release papers. Yes. I'm trying to take these off so that I don't have to have them on here anymore, and I can just use the perforated plastic, but I do like those Ocean Eyes release papers. They're beautiful. She's so cute. She is the cutest. The cutest. Okay, hang her back up. And then we'll finish the square on Gamer Girl. I really like this piece too. I think the way she is turning out is really lovely. I'm very happy with it. There is a little gapping, like especially in, like, you can see how her leg looks kind of veiny, even like in viewing distance. Up close, it's not great. That's one thing I'm not in love with this canvas, but honestly, she's moved to a different manufacturer, so this isn't even an accurate representation of what Jaded Gem Shop canvases look like anymore. So it's fine. It's light colors, that happens. Most people are not going to be on top of it like that anyways. And it looks okay when you're looking at it distance wise. I mean, yeah, it does kind of look like she's got varicose veins or whatever. Loot box. What is this? I don't even know how to use those. I wish I did. I'm gonna have to look into that. Wasn't excited with Jade's gapping. Yeah. It's not my total favorite. It is not my total favorite. But I love the render. The render looks phenomenal. So whenever people start to get these in from her new manufacturer, I'd be excited to see what those look like, because the render is great. I mean, no complaints. The keyboard looks phenomenal. Like, so spot on. All of the little dots, like the gray dots that you see that are supposed to represent like the letters, those are all fairy dusts. Love that. I like all of the different metallics on here. I think the metallics look really nice. All of this background being in fairy dust or glimmer 161. I love that. Jade posted some pics and the grid looks tight. Yes, I did see that. Gapping is fine. It's a skill issue. It can be a skill issue, definitely. But I would like to think I'm pretty highly skilled, and it's still gappy. And like, I have used my straightening tool over and over and over, and they just don't want to budge. They just don't want to go like into normal. I mean, I have gone through literally one row at a time trying to straighten these out, and the gaps do not want to go away. So there's not much I can do about that. Some of the gapping is beyond skill issue, but it does make a difference. If you don't know how to multi-place well, people who are not great at multi-placing or making sure that the drill is directly in the middle of that like symbol, it is a problem. But yeah, some of this Jade has admitted that's part of why she went to a new manufacturer, is because the gapping is starting to get to be a little much. Chili and loot box. I don't know what any of these mean, man. Wish I did. I'll have to look into it. You would too? You were joking? Well, that's all right. But thank you, Sujin and Ducky. I don't know what that is that you just sent me, but I appreciate it. And I will look into what it is and how I don't know, use it? Cash in on it? I don't know. I'm told it's like money, right? But I don't know how it works. Don't ask me. Okay, let's see here. I need this one. There we go. But yeah, the specials on this one are phenomenal. I love the specials. The render looks great. Yeah, there's some gapping, but again, that's not going to be a problem at her new manufacturer, so I'm not going to hold it against her. And I think people should go and purchase this from the new manufacturer because it's so far, it's a great piece. Very, 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 very thrilled with it. I will have an example of her new manufacturer before too long. I'm not sure when it'll be exactly, but at some point, I will have an example. But if you are just joining us or you've been here for a little bit and maybe people don't know yet, go ahead and share in the comments. What are you working on? What's on your table? Some of you are coloring or painting or doing other crafts with Sujin. Some of you are just diamond painting, and that's totally fine too. But let me know in the comments, what is on your table? What are you working on tonight? How is your weekend also? Are you enjoying yourselves? It's not going to be too long before we're going to be into fall once again. It seems too early, doesn't it? It seems like it's way too early for fall. I'm a little bit on the sad side because fall is moving in faster than we even know. It's okay though. I like fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons. Technically, my birthday is in fall, even though my birthday is December 2nd. My birthday is technically in fall because the winter solstice doesn't happen until the 21st of December, or sometimes 22nd, 20th, 20 through 22nd. Finishing Eden Cove. Ooh. Swapping back to coloring your owl. Cool. Almost down to the last square of Midnight Mystery. Nice. You were like 3 squares when we started the live stream. Working on Mineralis. Shannon. Hello, Christopher. Matt Smarmy. What's going on, Matt? Working on Calavera. Lori Prindle from Beach City Boutique. Nice. Very nice. I bet that's a pretty one. I like Lori Prindle's. You know, I worked on her mystery from Diamond Art Club and was very pleasantly surprised. I'm not much of like a horse person, right? And I'm not giving anything really away by telling you that the Prindle mystery is a horse. Duh. She's a horse lady. But I honestly surprised myself with how much I truly, truly enjoyed working on that mystery. The colors, the final picture was really beautiful. Overall, I was very pleasantly surprised. And 10 out of 10 would work on another Lori Prindle, even though like I don't normally diamond paint animals or horses. Really lovely stuff. Okay, let's see. The letter O. And I need one of the letter K. There we go. The letter Y. We'll do that one. Here's that. Got a couple of trash drills, really cupped. There we go. There we go. Anybody else? You want to share what you're working on? Go for it. There we go. And we've got about 20 minutes in the live stream yet. I'm going to end at the normal time. I don't want to run too far over. I got stuff I've got to do tonight. But we'll be back on Tuesday for the full 2 hours. I just had to start late this time because of the air show. Hopefully won't have to do that again. I don't think they're doing the air show again next weekend, so it should be good. Should be good. I don't think it's running on Tuesday, and I don't think it's running next weekend. Who doesn't love an Oscar? Finally got my first DAT kit, Oscar the Grouch. Ooh, Christopher, nice. Just did an interview today. Oh, cool. She just did an interview today. What's surprising? Her real passion in art is big cats, not horses. Nice. I wonder why she got so popular with regard to the horses. Kind of interesting. Washing my hair real fast, but love birds. See, Noelle, if you ever need to know why you don't finish your diamond paintings quickly, it's because you stop to wash your hair in the middle of a square. Don't wait until you're done with the square. You just like work on washing your hair in the middle of it. But you know this. You know you're highly distractible. Nothing wrong with that. It just slows you down is all. I think that if you were not as distractible, Noelle, as you currently are, you would be finishing diamond paintings as quickly as I do. Like, for real, for real. I believe that wholeheartedly. I think All in Horses have a larger audience. Oh, yeah, could be. Liana can tell you horse girlies are real. I only say that because Liana owns horses. And honestly, I am a horse girly. I just don't want to diamond paint them, really. Horses are my favorite animal. You wouldn't really know it, but yeah, I just don't want to diamond paint them is all. I do love horses though, but real ones. I don't want to play with pretend horses. I want real horses, dang it. Real horses. Real horses rule. Yes, indeedy. And it's weird. I'm going to go ahead and say it, but I love the way they smell. It's my favorite part about horses, honestly, is their smell. Even the smell of their poops. I love the way horses smell. It's like an aphrodisiac for me, I tell you. Just love, love, love it. Tigger says, yes, we are. Hello, Lexi my colon. Lexi, my colon. No, that's probably not how you say that. Hi, Lexi. Good evening. What are you working on? I am working on, here we go. I'm working on Gamer Girl by Medusa Dollmaker from Jaded Gem Shop. 60 by 90 in square, and she's 61 colors, lots of specials. And I am right over here. This is the part I'm working on right now. There you can see it. I just finished right there. I just finished that flower. You like skunk smell? Oh, see, I can't. She does have horses now, but a lot of chat was about her being a city girl in New York and loving big cats, opposites of what most would think. Yeah, I wouldn't mind more big cat art. That could be neat. Okay, I'll take more big cat art because I also like big cats. Snow leopards specifically are my favorites. But, can we not have them as like Christina Six Leaf Clover Yen and make them like anthropomorphic, furry type big cats? You know what? I'm not talking about furry. Like, yes, they should be furry. They're cats. I mean like furries, where they're wearing clothes and kind of hypersexualized. That weirds me out. Peggy, are you working on The Mystery by Lori Prindle? Peggy? I finished that one and I loved it. You have to tell me what you think. But yeah, can we not make them weird, like hyper sexualized wearing human clothing cats though? That would be great. I could do with a lot less of that in my life. I was actually like, I went back and looked at some old voting stuff and stumbling back on the Christina Six Leaf Clover Yen's furries artwork. And I was like, oh no, I really hope people didn't like vote for these. I mean, if they do, fine, well and good. I don't have to spend money on them. I'm not gonna spend money on them. But yeah, yeesh. Got a good giggle going back and looking at them. That's enough to put hair on your chest. Kitty cat hair, apparently. And then anybody who's in the chat, if you have any questions for me, if you're a newer diamond painter or even a veteran diamond painter and you want to know something, feel free to ask. I am very open to questions. And if you're wondering if your question is a stupid question, please remember, as I always say, there are no stupid questions. There are only stupid outfits that people put on their dogs. I'm going to change out this one drill right here, which was charted in as a regular drill because it's in a bunch of the dust drills. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it a dust drill. There. I don't know why it was a regular one. It was probably a pixel that got missed or something. So we'll fix that. There we go. Let me move some of this stuff. I need to put new fresh putty in my pen. Picked up some new DAC kits on Amazon. I love the little snacks for a break. Yeah, snack size kits are awesome. Matt says, I'm in Pittsburgh. I could definitely use a lot less of that. Oh, yeah, furries take over for a week every... Yeah, they do. The bikini stays on. Right, real cats, not furries. Hey, listen. Broadway cats, I would be okay with that. I would be totally fine with that. Lexi says, I picked up some new DAC kits. Yeah, you're the one who said the DAC kits. I love snack size. I love a little snack size something to take the edge off in between canvases, or if you're working on something really confetti heavy and you just need a break from that, like a little snack size kit, even if it is confetti heavy, a little snack size kit can really help out. Okay, now where did I put my, there it is. My Puttylicious Gods and Goddesses putty smells so good. Yeah, the cute new ones on Amazon. I'm jealous. There were some really good ones. I think it was maybe Hiroko's or something they had on there, and I was like, oh, I want one. I liked the story, but hated the movie. Never saw Cats on Broadway. Okay, so I've seen Cats on Broadway many times. And then, like I mentioned before, when I was in my early 20s, I had made costumes for a couple of traveling productions of Cats, the musical. I've seen it many, 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 many times live in various forms. Never a high school one, thank God. That just sounds like torture to have to sit through a high school production of Cats. No, thank you. But I've seen it many times live and have loved it many times live. And then I even made a costume for myself that looks like Victoria the white cat, but it's a snow leopard instead of just a white cat. It's pretty awesome. So listen, agree to disagree, and you can be wrong, and that's okay. Probably different than what they did for the... Oh, yeah, no, the movie. Are you talking about the one that had, like, Taylor Swift and, like, that movie? No, that movie was not okay. The movie I'm talking about is where they did, like, an actual recreation of the Broadway musical, and it was staged exactly the same, and it wasn't CGI, and they were wearing costumes, not like CGI, whatever that was. Horrible. Yikes, man. That's that. I only made it through like literally the opening credits of that movie before I turned it off and decided never again. I didn't want to ruin the whole movie for myself, so I just went ahead and turned it off. Yeah, Lexi, what'd you get from Amazon? Just got a cute Hiroko kit. I liked that one. Got the cute little Hiroko too. That one was nice. Yeah, the CG was awful. Actors dressed as cats is good, not the CG version. Yeah, that one, oh man. See, like, okay, my kids were brought up on a DVD of the production. It was like they basically did a production of the stage version of the musical Cats, including some of the original Broadway performers. They just made them the older cats in the show, that didn't do as many like acrobatics and things like that. But like Jenny Anydots, she was from the original production, and she did all of the tap dancing and whatever years and years later. They used Ellen Page, not the not Elliot Page, Ellen Page, the Broadway performer. Um, she was from the original, and she played, I'm not sure who she played in the originals, maybe uh Syllabub, or she's also called Jemima in some of the different productions. But she played Grisabella in the movie. It's really, 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 really good. And if you get an opportunity to see that one, that's like sitting in the audience at a Broadway show and seeing that version of it. Highly recommend it. It's on DVD. I think you can get it on Amazon. You might even be able to watch it somewhere nowadays. I'm not sure. But that's the one I recommend, not the CGI one with Taylor Swift and like, oh, it's horrible. That one made me want to cry. Like, talk about taking out my childhood, ripping it from my chest and stomping on it right in front of me, man. Tommy was fantastic on all fronts. Okay. I can get why they did it that way. There's been other Broadway shows made into, but yeah, right, right. Is it because they thought like, oh, well, we don't want to recreate the costumes and make them dance in the costumes. Oh, so it's better to just stick a CG face on a fake thing and have it? No. Uh-uh. Ooh, you got the hot air balloon. I looked all the pro shots coming to theaters. Hadestown was great. I thought Hamilton was great too. I hadn't seen that live. I got to see that finally on like Disney Plus or whatever. I thought that was wonderful. And it's like basically you're watching the Broadway show just from, like some different camera angles. And I thought that was fantastic. I don't know why they couldn't just do that with Cats again if they were insisting. Why they needed to do it again anyway? Like, we didn't need Cats to be remade. You know what I mean? Some people would say we never needed Cats in the first place. I am not one of those people, but I understand why people feel that way. And I also loved the book, the original T.S. Eliot book. But yeah, that was an abomination. But they've done that a lot with, things that they try to puke up from my childhood and remake or reboot. And it's like, you could stop. When they were talking about doing a Goonies reboot, I was like, I'll quit. I'll quit this life if you do a freaking Goonies reboot. So unnecessary. Like, leave them kids alone. We don't need to see our like favorite childhood actors and actresses like gotten old and they're the age of the parents now. Like, let it just exist in its time, please. Wicked used some CG, but most of their set was real and most of the makeup was real. Right. Surprised they haven't made Hamilton into a real movie remake. Yeah. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see it in like movie form, not just musical, but movie form. I would like to see that. I feel like, can I be honest? I feel like remaking Hamilton into a movie would almost be like a Bridgerton type. Does that make sense? I know it's not exactly the same era, of course, because wait. It's close though, because isn't that King George? Wait, who was the king in it was King George, right? In Hamilton? I'm bad with American history. Um Gary, so to your point, I saw a short, and I can't speak on the topic as I am not a little person, but I saw a short where this man, he was a dwarf, and he was cursing out what's his name, Peter Dinklage, because Peter Dinklage spoke out about using dwarves for like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and he mentioned something about how like when Peter Dinklage played an elf, his check cashed just fine. His check cashed just fine when he was playing a written as a character dwarf in Game of Thrones, and that it was unfair because all of those little people, dwarves, would have all had jobs. Like it would have been for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, there would have been seven dwarves, right? And then they're extras, and then like stunt people and whatever, like crew. It could have been a lot of jobs for dwarf people, and I actually thought, like, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Like, but we're in an age of kind of cancel culture where that wouldn't be appreciated by some people, and so it's tricky. It's really tricky. Do I think that you should do with them but then make them all CGI instead? No, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, ruined a payday for all of them. Yes. It was King George. Okay. So if it was King George, then I mean it was King George and Bridgerton. King George is still alive, Queen Charlotte, right? So it's still like Regency era, so it fits. I feel like, yeah, Hamilton would almost turn into American Bridgerton. It could work. That was just later, but it could work. That'd be kind of fun though. An American style kind of Bridgerton, as we're just, like colonializing, all that fun stuff. I could get into it. We definitely get into that. But yeah, I felt bad. I felt really bad because I understood where the guy was coming from. I mean, like I said, I don't have room to talk. I'm not a little person, so I can't have an opinion on it really, but I thought the guy made some really good points. Disney turned that whole remake into the worst version. I've never seen, okay, can I be honest? I've never seen any of the live action Disney remakes. None of them. Not a single one. Didn't see Beauty and the Beast, didn't see Little Mermaid, I didn't see any of them. The only thing that I did watch that I guess would be like a air quote remake, I saw Maleficent. I saw parts of the 101 Dalmatians with Emma Stone. I think it was Emma Stone. I saw that, where she plays as Cruella de Vil, but I haven't seen really any of the other live Disney remakes, live action remakes. I have no interest. Again, that's just a part of my childhood that I really don't need to be wrecked for myself. Honestly, not interested. Yeah, she was really good in what I saw of that. What's that say? I think Disney needs to stop remaking things into live actions and just stick to the Descendants and Zombies movies with new original characters. Sure. I watched the remake of Aladdin and Cruella in Jail. Fun fact. Oh, okay. I didn't realize they had a remake of Aladdin. That's a thing? See, I don't even know what live action remakes they've already made. I knew about Beauty and the Beast. I knew about Snow White. I knew about obviously The Lion King. But I think that was more just spurred on by the stage, like the Broadway musical kind of form of it. But I still didn't see that. Little Mermaid, didn't see that. I said Beauty and the Beast, right? Didn't see that. Will Smith was the genie. Oh no. You get a tablet when you're in county, so it came in handy. Okay. Cinderella, Snow White, Little Mermaid, Moana. Moana? So then did they just use like Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Maui? I would assume. I mean, if you've already got the voice actor right there, and then all you'd need to do is put a costume on him or whatever to make him more like Maui. Please tell me it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson and not somebody else. That would be very kind of weird. Did they use the original singer of like Moana's voice actress? Or did they at least use another like Pacific Islander for that part? I hope. Man, I miss everything. Hello, Jen. He had it in his contract that he had to play him in the live action if they did one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't see any other genie than Robin Williams. The end. And I'd like to hope that they didn't try to make Will Smith just a cheap copy of Robin Williams. Like, I hope they at least gave him his own style of genie to play, because just trying to repeat what Robin Williams did, I think would be a mistake, considering so much of what he even did in the movie was improv anyways. Like, they had to add in so many panels because Robin Williams riffed so much of like just his script in that. So I can't see having somebody go on and just try to pretend to be a low rent version of Robin Williams, you know? It seems like a bad idea. Posted a picture of him as Maui in Discord. Uh-oh, I'll go check that out in a second here. It was Will Smith and his mannerisms and his face. Okay. All right. I'm going to cover this up. We are officially at the 2-hour mark. Yeah, I went a little late anyways. It's all right. It's fine. I went 2 hours instead of just an hour and a half. I was having too much fun chatting. But I'm going to be hopping over to the Discord. So I hope to see some of you guys in there. I will be back on Tuesday at the normal time this time. There shouldn't be an air show, so it should be fine. Excuse me. But if you want to join us in there, you are free to do that. I hope that you will. And if not, I will hopefully see you on Tuesday or next Saturday. Yeah. Don't forget that everything, information about Josh's event in the Discord is going to be dropping on the 1st of September. We'll be starting in October. So if you're already starting on something for Drills and Chills, I'm sure it will work for Josh's event at Camp Diamond Lake. I'm very excited about it. A little spooky DP along. I hope you'll join us for that. And yeah, other than that, just keep an eye on the channel. Like I said, we're going to be doing a whole week of Diamond Design Company drops, and it should be it's going to be a good one. But yeah, other than that, you guys, that's all I have for you. As ever, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, wide, wonderful world, that you are having a beautiful morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.